So we're reading Luke chapter 11, verses 37 to 42, and we already read it, and I forgot to put it on for you. And we're talking about why Mr. Hale would consider it an insult to be called religious. Who did Jesus have the most problems with?
Judas.
Pontius Pilate.
Satan.
Right here. Here's one. It'll go on. If we continue the reading tomorrow, he's going to be slamming left and right the Pharisees. Scribes and Pharisees. Who are they?
The rich one.
They were the most religious people in Jesus' time.
So the rich people.
Jesus had a problem with these religious people. What's his problem with them?
Their faith.
What are they concerned about?
Money and power.
No, really wanted to go to
That's to a
heaven.
certain extent true.
Ha.
Look how cute he is.
And Callie said they're concerned with the outside instead of
What's in your heart?
what's inside. In other words, they're concerned about how other people what?
Live.
See them. So Jesus is much less concerned that we're doing everything right. We're following all the rules. So I've told you lots of times that in 8th grade I probably was going to hell. But I never missed Mass Sunday. Never.
Really? Not once?
Not once.
Could be me.
Because I followed the what?
The rules.
The rules. That's the rule. Got to follow it. But what wasn't is here. Okay? Inside. Your heart. So Jesus would much rather have a person that isn't following the rules, that their heart is telling them what? I need to follow the rules. And struggling with following the rules versus the person that's always following the rules and then is telling everybody, look at me, I'm following all the rules. So God isn't after you following the rules. There are a lot of people that leave the Catholic Church. The number one reason, you ask them, you know what the number one reason is? Too many rules. Because they were just following the rules. That was their faith. And there's no life in that. There's only like bondage. And that's what all the readings here have been in Galatians. Paul's trying to tell the Galatians that same thing. It isn't about following the rules. God is after what? What's he after in you? What's he after in me?
Hardened, not hard.
Love.
He's after your heart.
Amen.
Because wherever your heart is, and we have another scripture, wherever your heart is, that's where your treasure is, wherever that is. So that's the message God's trying, and that's why I had such a hard time with the Pharisees. And that's why I don't want to be called religious, because I don't want to just be following rules. I don't want people just to look at me and say, oh, he's following the rules. And I don't want people looking at you with that reason either.
Oh, no.
Whose feast day today?
No one.
Nobody
No
else.
one's.
Luke.
I want to read from Jesus before we read the other book, Bill. I died a criminal's death to buy you the gift of peace. But instead of accepting my gift, it sometimes seems that you're ignoring it. You hold on to your worries, your fears, your loneliness so tightly that you can't receive my peace. It hurts me to see you all tied up in anxious knots. This is not what I want for you. You feel you're too busy and stressed to bring your problems to me. But here's the truth. The busier and more stressed you are, the more you need to spend time with me. Take a deep breath, and then take another one, and be still in my presence. Let my peace grow inside you as you trust me with all your worries. Hold on to my gift of peace, like the treasure that it is. Okay, pick a number.
REM.
Braden got picked twice today.
162.
Number we haven't picked yet. Number. We've only picked about 3 numbers.
Just do 97. Does that mean something to you? 97? No. Doesn't? Very exact number. I'm gonna say 83. Why not?
Proverbs 24:16. For a just man falleth 7 times and rises up again. Falling down doesn't make you a failure. Staying down does. Most people know that Thomas Edison conducted countless experiments with countless kinds of materials in search for an effective filament to use in carbon incandescent lamps. As each fiber failed, he would toss it out the window. Ultimately, the pile of failures reached to the 2nd story of his house. One day, in 1879, some 13 months after his first failure, he succeeded in finding a filament that would stand the stress of an electric current. Here's how. Edison casually picked up a bit of lamp black, mixed it with tar, rolled it on a thin thread, and thought, why not try a carbonized cotton fiber? He worked for 5 hours to make a fiber, but it broke in 2 before he removed the mold. He used 2 spools of cotton thread before a perfect strand emerged, only to be ruined when he tried to place it in a glass tube. He continued without sleep for 2 days and nights before he managed to slip one of the carbonized threads into a vacuum-sealed tube. Turning on the current, he saw the glow of electric light that we now take for granted. A failure doesn't need to mark the end. It can be one step closer to the success that you desire. What was that? Is that what you guys have now in Spanish?
Just kidding, I don't have any on.
Spanish now, so you should have said, see, Mr. Hill?
Taste the bleach. Can you feel it? I can. Hola. Hola, buenos días. Outside?
Jameson, we were told not to do that.
Well. I'll never know.
I know.
Hola, buenos días. ¿Todos me recuerdan? Voy a ser la sustituta por el día de hoy de la maestra, de la Miss Hidalgo. Vamos a comenzar con la clase de español. ¿Estamos todos? Everybody's here? Yes?
We're missing.
We're missing